Andres today. Today we're jumping into Fellow Travelers. This is episode 7. I always about to say season 1, episode 7. But as we know, this is a limited series, and there is that. What that means is it is a one and done. Unfortunately, but I really do love this show. But it's sad. There's only one season. This is where I know it's about to get rough and effing tough, and I'm scared. Can I be scared? I'm scared because there's 2 more episodes. I'm scared because I remember people saying that the episode 7 and episode 8 are just, well, more episode 7, because I think at that time episode 8 didn't drop yet. But they did say that episode 7 was a heartbreaker. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to cry. I actually just cried like 10 minutes ago. So like, I'm tired of crying. I don't want to cry no more. But the spirit gods want me to effing cry. So let's cry together. How many more times can I say cry? Anyways, let's get into this episode. Now, if you want to see this in a full reaction, of course you can. For the second and third tier here on this platform, that will definitely copyright all my as well as my other platform, Patreon. So please sign up to one of these platforms, guys. Sign up to one of these platforms and be able to see this in a full reaction today. Now also, if you want to support the channel for free, because you love this channel, you love all these reactions, all over 2,000 reactions, please hit that like button, share, and don't forget to comment down below. By the way, we are over 13 million views on this platform. We are almost on our way to 20K. This is fucking crazy. So I have to give you guys a huge shout out. Over 13 million views on this platform is bananas. If you guys didn't hear me, that means the microphone is not as good as I thought it is, but I don't want to curse, but it's but thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now let's jump into this. Let me plug these headphones in, y'all. I did bring my paper towels because you guys know, if you are not new to this platform, you know I'm a man that never has tissues. So apparently I decided when I grocery shopped to not buy tissues but buy paper towels. So just in case I start like crying, foaming from the mouth like I have rabies, and doing that annoying sniffing thing that people do. I'm always playing with my nose ring that people think that I'm picking my nose, because I see those comments. I'm like, why are you picking your nose? I'm like, child, I'm playing with my nose ring. But if you hear all that, I'm so sorry. But at least I got paper towels, and we'll get through this together, I hope. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump into Fellow Travelers and find out exactly what this show has got to give. 1978! Philadelphia.
Mayor Moscone and Supervisor Harvey Milk have been shot and killed.
Diane Feinstein. She died.
The suspect is Supervisor Dan White.
Dan White was suffering from depression, aggravated by the consumption of sugary drinks and snacks like Twinkies.
Would they let me kill someone because I ate too much sugar? Tim.
I owe my parents a visit. Fire Island's a ferry right away.
If White gets off, this city is going to explode.
He's been through a tragedy.
Well, the tragedy is you holding on to him.
Like you hold on to Marcus?
Skippy, I need you.
I was sick through both my pregnancies.
Both my parents care, but one of them is here and one isn't. Ooh. Drink up, you need your calcium.
Someone named Tim Laughlin? Tell him Hawk isn't here. He asked for you.
This is late, but I want to say I'm sorry for your loss.
He calls
late at night when he's been drinking.
2 months ago, I gave Hawk an ultimatum. Do something about his drinking or find somewhere else to live. He left. I have a pregnant daughter and soon a grandchild to care for, and I can barely...
I want to see him.
Are you asking for my permission?
Maybe.
He is in trouble.
Fire Island time.
sorry. Nothing happening down there anyway.
Oh!
I heard you might be coming, but we weren't quite sure. I'm Raphael. That's Joel.
Hi.
That's Barry working it over there.
Ooh, don't look like a priest. You look more like a lumberjack.
Sorry I'm late. I got off the ferry at the wrong stop.
Did you wander into the meat rack?
Okay, so this is Fire Island, darling. So if you guys are not familiar about Fire Island, honey, it is a little island right off of New York, Long Island. And I used to go there all the time, like every single summer with all my friends. And the meat rack, so they must be between, it says Pine Islands, right? I actually never been to Pine Islands, but that's why. I walked through Pine Island one time, but I didn't hang out there. But I normally go to Cherry Grove. So there's two parts of Fire Island that is gay. And it's called Cherry and it's called Pine. So the reason why I'm telling you guys this now is because I know I'll forget by the outro. Let me take these off because I don't know if I'm yelling at y'all. So the reason why I stopped this in the first place, because the gag limits to the squeeze of the juices is, I did not know what a meat rack was. So when I first went to Fire Island, I went to Cherry Grove. Cherry Grove, here's Cherry Grove, here's Pine Island, and in between is something called the meat rack. So I met somebody at Cherry Grove before, and I was like, oh, he's fine. And he was like, yes, so are you. And I was like, oh, I see you. He was like, oop, I see you too. So then he's like, why don't you meet me at the meat rack? Now, honey, I Shrunk the Kids, I thought it was dealing with barbecues. So let me tell you, I went over there and I went, I think, with two of my friends, but I had a large group. But I was like, listen, let's go try out the food. I want some meat in my mouth. I don't know if I want a hot dog or if I want some steak, but I definitely want something in my mouth. And they were trying to put it in my mouth. Oh, this is getting descriptive. I'm sorry. So we went there. The meat rack is literally woods, sand, beaches, like in the outskirts. You have to walk there. It's kind of fucking scary because you will get lost. And there's no cell service. And everybody is just having sex. Everybody is having sex. Everywhere. In the jungle. I call it the jungle of life, honey. You get sand in all your crevices. I didn't do nothing. I ran out of there because I was expecting, I'm telling you, I was expecting some type of hamburger, hot dogs. I was expecting something cute. And all I was getting was, figure out what that sound is. It was insane. So when they said, did you go to the meat rack? The whole rhyme to the reason is, the meat rack is where all the meat is laying around being racked. Back to the programming. Bloop.
Hi, Skippy.
Ooh.
Hi. Caught me by surprise.
How long has it been since you two have seen each other?
A few years.
11. There's a general rule about the island. You don't ask people their last names.
Or what they do for a living.
People have lives back on the mainland they need to protect.
And in some cases, wives and children.
But when we leave Oz and go back to the good old US of A, we take off our ruby slippers.
And deepen our voices. Hawk hates the G word. Gay.
I prefer homosexual. Homo from the Latin for man, which I am. And sexual, which I am as well.
Homosexual is a clinical term. It implies we're suffering from an illness that needs to be cured. At least we chose the word gay for ourselves.
Viva la gay revolution.
You're from San Francisco. Did you know Milk? He was a beacon.
I'll be right back, excuse me.
Hawk?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Does he ever talk about Jackson?
Who?
His son. Jackson died about 6 months ago. Heroin overdose.
What?
Did you know? Of course I do.
Hey, change the music. To be objective.
Oh my God.
But are there times when objectivity is a way of burying the truth?
Black folks are killed every day. And you hardly ever hear about it.
Agreed.
Dan White is a murderer and a coward. Harvey deserved better.
A firefighter, a police officer, and watching your hometown get taken over by hippies and queers.
That's where we'll leave it off. Have a great weekend.
Don't leave it up there. He has
Everything okay at home?
Why didn't you say anything just now? Shut Adam down.
I need that paper on Monday.
In San Francisco?
I'm sorry, but this conversation is inappropriate.
You looked away.
That's all he does.
Hey, you didn't answer my question. Curious because you're still wearing the same clothes you wore on Wednesday, and frankly, you smell.
This conversation's inappropriate.
That's right. Now back the fuck up. You're right. I hate you. You look horrible.
Kimberly?
I'm in here.
Who's Tim Laughlin? A friend of your father's? Why?
I guess I've picked up some of your father's bad habits. Luckily, deserting my family isn't one of them.
Mom. Apparently he stayed at our cabin in the country. Was it him?
I don't remember.
Jackson called him Dad's special friend.
Your father's not here, Kimberly. I am. Do you have any idea what it takes for me to get out of bed in the morning and just walk to the shower? If you want to know about your father's relationship with Mr. Laughlin, you'll have to ask him about it.
I respect her.
Surprised you have the energy for a swim. After last night.
Swim every day. That's proof that I'm still alive, I guess.
Barely.
I'm really glad you're here.
You insisted.
And while you're here, I have a little business proposition for you. See the boys in the town? I am cooking, believe it or not, in your honor. Say the island. Parts they don't talk about in the brochures. What's wrong? You okay? Again, my bad. What? I'm talking. Just like church.
Frankie, you got yourself a loser. I fucking hate this guy.
Where are you?
And how?
Because you're not here.
You know, I don't mind if you stop at the baths now and then, but you lied to me, Marcus, for months. Is it happening again?
No. I'm worried about one of my students. Hiring your pal Harvey.
Don't talk about Harvey like he's
And I didn't do anything about it.
You never do.
Well, why didn't you help him?
To keep my job. I work at a state university.
So typical of you. I added 4 more names to our suicide watch list because of all of this damn white bullshit.
Saying I have to suck it up and fight for respect every day.
Like I have to fight for respect in my own home?
What do you want from me?
That's a good question.
Let me know when you have an answer.
Followed Frankie and Marcus to San Francisco. Got my counseling degree.
Completely.
Out of the closet. Even to my family.
Did they call in an exorcist?
Craig supplies you with everything you need.
Don't be jealous of Craig.
How's your family?
I'm no good for them. I ruined Kimberly's baby shower. I was drunk. The way she looked at me. We missed so much. We don't have to keep missing it.
What a narcissist. Good. I was waiting.
I'm seeing someone.
What?
What does Arthur do?
Don't laugh. He's a poet. You're laughing at him.
You went to a lot of trouble to get me here. I'm here. What do you want?
About this house. I want to put the deed in your name. Meet up a few times a year. Make up for lost time.
That's what you want?
I doubt you have assets, so someday this house will be yours.
Are you planning to kill yourself?
No.
That's what it sounds like.
see.
You're 7-year affairs. Oh my god, you want to hide this house from them? Because it's on Gay Fire Island. Oh my god.
Talk to Lucy.
Skippy, I need you.
Did you talk
What you
to
want is
my
my
wife?
signature on a piece of paper to protect your secrets.
And when are we going to talk about Jackson?
No.
You don't! You don't!
You are nothing but judgment. You always were. Saint Tim the fucking holy. I'm sure you don't want to come considering what a fucking self-righteous bore you've turned into.
Tensions are running high in San Francisco as a verdict is expected today in the trial of Dan White. Members of the gay community are hoping that justice is served for one of their own.
On my way out, I'll tell Hawk you're stealing from him.
Is this him?
The son? You didn't know about him, did you?
The son, was he like Hawk?
He's completely different. Not exactly the same.
I don't give him a couple of seconds all at night. He takes 4 or 5. It is the same with the coke.
Boy toy.
Doctor and pharmacist all in one.
I try to take care of him. I do the best I can. What are you doing, asshole? You're leaving?
That's a nice outfit.
He's leaving.
What of us now?
He was doing so good!
here. Can you hold a minute? Can I help you?
Can I talk to someone?
We're your clients. We're a nonprofit agency providing services primarily for the gay and lesbian community. I'm sorry, I have to go.
Health center.
I want to talk to someone now.
I know. Open to 8.
This verdict is a travesty. I saw what Dan White's bullets did. It was manslaughter. It was murder.
There are cops all over the place. This could get ugly.
Yeah, let it get ugly. Tomorrow is Harvey's birthday.
Who do you think they're gonna swing at first?
We've been doing this too long.
What does that mean?
You are a big chocolate gay man. Everyone is meeting up at the Elephant Walk later. If you can find your balls by then.
Don't get messed up in this shit. They're not working.
Good job, Frankie.
Jerome.
Where were you? You left me in the club. Craig said you went home with someone.
That's a lie. It's a lie. Come on, guys, stop! Hey.
They're not gonna do a three-way.
How are you going? You know where I'm going. Please, do this for me. Stay with me. Stay with me. What?
I will fucking kill you! Stop! Stop!
My little boy. He's dead.
Excuse me. My boy's dead. Let me die. Please let me die.
No, I can't do that. I can't.
Pigs out of the Castro! Pigs! Frankie just I'm killed, come on!
Where's Frankie?
Got separated at City Hall. Ow! Ow.
Living in the street.
I didn't think I get my ass whooped at home. Told him I'm gay. Said it right to my father's face. You know, if my mom hadn't stood between us, I think he would have killed me.
I wanted to tell my dad before he died, but I couldn't.
You're afraid to tell the truth. I can't live like that.
Maybe I wasn't marching in the streets for gay rights, but I've loved a man for 20 years and lived with the consequences. Do you have any idea how much fucking courage that...
Oh, Marcus stood up.
Kimberly, there are things about your father I don't understand, but I loved the life we made together.
So I did what women of my generation were taught to do. I closed my eyes to things I didn't want to see. You and your father were so close. I always thought of Jackson as mine.
Maybe that wasn't right. If the baby's a boy, I'd like to name him Jack. I think that would be lovely.
We tried everything to get him clean. Therapy. He stayed clean. Get excited about his music, his writing, his future. And then he'd disappear again. He'd come back sick. But he wouldn't touch alcohol. Because that's what I did. And the thing he wanted most was not to be me. He always knew I was lying about everything. Did you love him? So much. And that love was real. How can you have to stop trying to kill yourself? Your family needs you. Don't you need me, Skippy? I have you.
Sorry.
Took off their badges. They just came to break heads. We're not gonna lie down and take it anymore.
You're beautiful.
To Harvey.
To Harvey.
To Harvey.
To Harvey! To Harvey!
Then, police getting revenge on a Castro bar.
And then something like this happens and you realize that to many people in this country, our lives are worthless.
I think Hawk's gonna do better. Or try, at least.
There will be people that will say you must get over him if you want to be happy. And they will be right. But it will also be the stupidest thing anyone ever says to you.
Just a little more, big man. It meant nothing to you. Everything we said last night. Everything we have been through.
No. What is wrong with this? This is not about you. Why can I not stop believing anything you say? Buried a son and a brother, and they're gonna have to bury you. But you don't care because you're so fucking selfish.
Beyond. He's a narcissist.
I've wasted all this time. Go.
No.
Don't. No, please.
I'm done with you. I'm free.
Okay, get out of here. Just get out, okay? Go! Fucking go!
It's Daddy.
Hi.
Hi.
Daddy, I miss you. We miss you.
I'm coming home. You'll tell your mother?
Of course. We have a lot to talk about.
I know.
I'm afraid Tim's had another seizure.
What do you mean? How bad is it?
It was severe, but they were able to pull him out of it.
Oh my god. Well, okay. So this episode was amazing. This episode was definitely a 10 out of 10. There's a lot of things that I wish that I generally don't stop my reactions and say what I feel at the moment because I want to save it for the outro, but I always forget. So, first things first, I did not know who Harvey Milk was. And just for those who do not know, Harvey Bernard Milk was born May 22nd, 1930 to November 27th, 1978, and was an American politician and the first openly gay man to be elected to public office in California. I had no idea. He was assassinated November 27th, 1978. Oh, he was assassinated on his birthday. Yeah, so I actually had no idea who this person is, and I'm just kind of curious to know what he obviously did a lot for the community. I just don't know much of what he did because for some reason I just never heard of him. He was born and raised in New York. Duh. Where he acknowledged his homosexuality as an adolescent but chose to pursue sexual relationships with secrecy and discretion well into his adult years, experiencing well, that's what everybody, back in that time. Although he had been restless, holding an assortment of jobs and changing, he settled in the Castro, a neighborhood that at the time was experiencing mass immigration of gay men and lesbians. He was compelled to run for city supervisor in 1973. What did he do? Sorry that we're going through this together, but I'm just very curious on his life. Milk served almost 11 months in office, during which he sponsored a bill banning discrimination in public accommodations, housing, employment on the basis of sexual orientation. The supervisors passed the bill by a vote of 11-1 and was signed into law by Mayor George Moscone. On November 27th, Milk and Moscone, so the mayor, that's right, I didn't say that, were assassinated by Dan White, a disgruntled former city supervisor who cast the sole vote against Milk's bill. So Dan White was the person that voted against the bill. Interesting. And we have Dan White. He died October 21st, 1985 at the age of 39. Wow. He was put 7 years and 8 months in jail for, I'm assuming, for killing both George and Harvey. That's what I'm assuming. While he was convicted of manslaughter for the deaths of Milk and Moscone, he served 5 years of a 7-year prison sentence. Less than 2 years after his release, he returned to San Francisco and later died by suicide. Oh, he killed himself. So that's how Dan White died. Isn't that horrible? And let me tell you something. I don't know back then, but I know present, people who generally are so anti-gay are generally, what do they say? Gay themselves. And they're fighting these demons within themselves, and look what happened. And then he killed himself. And he lived in San Francisco? A heavily show. Oh, well, I guess they just said that back then it just started becoming heavily gay. Back then. When was the Stonewall Riot? I'm very curious to see Stonewall Riot. This was 1978. So the Stonewall Riot was June 28th, 1969. So this was about almost 10 years after, and they still were going through some shit. I mean, we're still going through some shit. I don't know why I'm acting surprised in 2023. Now, let me talk about Marcus before I forget. So Marcus is a character that I always have to battle liking and not liking, because Marcus is a character that I can see myself like dealing with all the time. So there's a lot of people in like that are African American that absolutely hate. I don't want to say it like that. There's a lot of African American men that always have a tendency to dislike the gay community. And always with the Black Lives Matter, I always get kind of confused, because if Black Lives Matter, why don't you stand up for the LGBT youth, right? Also, I don't want to jump into Black Lives Matter, but it kind of ties in with this, because there's so many people who try to stand up for Black lives, but then, you know, they might be a minority or something else, like the LGBT plus community, and then they get attacked by people who are Black. And the Black on Black crime is absolutely ridiculous. I don't want to make a blanket statement and say that the crime rate against Blacks on Blacks is like the highest compared to others. I don't want to make that statement, but that's what it feels like from a person being inside, looking inside. And then also as a person, since I lived in New York City, I've been here, I'll just say like 15 years now. And the vast majority of situations I've had living in New York City, again, with like straight folks, has always been like Black men who always want to fight and want to say something. Even it could be at a workplace, walking down the street, minding my damn business. They always want to say something. And it's just very curious. Now, I am, a mixed breed, so I have loyalty to so many different minorities. But it's just very curious. It's very interesting how it happens that way. And I'm always like, well, Black Lives Matter, then you should also care about the Black lives that aren't straight folks, or the Black lives that maybe disagree with you at the moment and you don't want to kill them. So I just wish, and as the younger generations get younger and younger, we keep going through generations, they just seem to get worse. So not trying to shine a dark cloud on this shiny day, but the truth is the truth, and the truth sometimes hurts. So Marcus irritated me because throughout this whole thing, he always stands up so vocal for Black lives, but then also doesn't do it for the gay community time over and over and over and over and over and over. And it's just relentless. Even though at the end he got beat up by the cops, and I was like, damn, he protected, which is good that he actually protected. But then you see him sitting at home. Now, also, I try to relate myself as somebody being at that time where they have a really good job and they're still looked down on for being gay. Maybe he could lose his job. But I don't know. I'm just more where that boy is at this present moment, where that boy was like, you guys are afraid and I can't live like that. And that was a generation below me, like 2 generations, or maybe a generation below me. Looks like 2. 1978, below me. So that's interesting how the times pass and how more vocal people become. But Marcus, compared to all the other people, Marcus might have a narcissistic trait with him, but Hawk's narcissism is ridiculous. He is a narcissist. Hawk, sometimes I'm like, who is worse? And I don't know, like Hawk and Marcus have such a strong similarities between both, and they both battle these demons. I feel like also, if you're not black, let's just call a spade a spade. If you're not black, you don't understand the struggles that a black person deals with at all. So you might say Hawk's demons are dark and he deals with a lot more and inner, but coming from a black man, it's the struggle alone. Racism, dealing with being black. So if I could find this picture, I wonder if I could find it. If I find it, I'll put it right here in this wonderful space that we're in. But it's a picture of and I related to it so much. It's an old picture. I posted on my Facebook years ago. And it was a picture of a black man, and it had 2 guns. I think it was like a black hand and like a white hand, I believe. And the guns are pointing at him, as in, so white people were calling him fags, white people were calling him the N-word, and then the black people were calling him fags, and they both had these guns, right, pointing at him. And that is such a strong picture, because it really paints a picture of being a black man, and then you're being a black man that is actually gay. And for minorities too, like minorities overall, that blanket, because racism is for, minorities. So, there's that. So Hawk's situation also breaks my heart because he lost his son. At the ending of it, you saw him breaking down when he saw his picture of his son. And then I was getting angry with Tim because I was like, Tim, why are you going to Fire Island? And then you're hooking. First, I was waiting to see if he was going to hook up with him, and he didn't. Now, I'm not sure if he really had a boyfriend, but he stopped him. Then when he started doing drugs to counter the other guy, and then they started doing the thing, all 3 of them, I was like, damn, like, this man has a whole family. But then I'm trying to relate to, like, he's trying to get through to Hawk, and there is no way to get through to Hawk without just the sexual situation. And it takes so much for Hawk to break. We never seen Hawk cry before, I don't think. And the only time we did was in this episode. So maybe he was trying to relate to him and try to do that, because he didn't do, besides kissing him, he didn't do any interaction, But that got screwed once he saw that picture of his son, which is heartbreaking to hear that his son was doing drugs. But they should have put that child in rehab when he was earlier, early age, when they saw him just doing acid or whatever. He was doing acid tabs. And he was like, what, not even 13, it looked like? That boy was doing acid. How strong of a drug can that be? They should have put him in rehab right away. The mother for me is the most likable character. She be answering them calls from Tim, and Tim has no shame, no quarrels about calling and just diving into this family. Although he's in it tied through Hawk, Tim just picks up the phone. Hello, yeah, I need to speak to you. And she answers it. So the mother is the most likable character for me, and then followed by the daughter, because the daughter is just an innocent bystander in this, brought into this world by 2 parents that tried to hide and lie. Their foundation is hiding and lying. And so she has nothing to do with this. So those are two of my favorite characters. My third favorite character would be Frankie, because Frankie just has always been very vocal. Now, when it comes to Frankie and Skippy, it's really hard for me to understand why they always put themselves in these predicaments, but I guess love is love, as they say, and their love for these men is endless. By the ending of it, as much as I despise Hawk, they always bring us back and they make me like Hawk just a little bit. And him, I end up respecting their relationship, Hawk and Tim's. By the ending, you see Tim, the next episode, I know I'm going to be crying my eyes out because I know Tim is going to die. And maybe we'll find out if Hawk has anything, because we still haven't found out. But him being there and seeing the Fire Island thing that Tim obviously always kept, and then him being there for Tim and kissing him on the forehead and just staring at him, that like is an emotional, it's just emotional. It's very emotional. And those pictures was, some of those people from Fire Island, it looked like it, at least the first one. It looked like the guy from Fire Island. Regardless, once again, I talked for 15 minutes. I can keep going on and on and on about this, but I need to edit it, and I don't know if I can do it tonight. So, this was an amazing episode, 10 out of 10. Can I put a sound effect in there? 1 second, y'all. We have to give you guys the sounds to all the effects. Let's do it for the people. Let's do it for the Vine. This was an amazing episode. Standing ovation. Excuse me in the back. Please stand. This was a great episode. Okay? Okay, that's what I thought. Don't play with me. Stand up again. So, but yes, I loved, this sound effects is everything, girl. This was an amazing episode. I can't wait to wrap up the final episode, and hopefully you guys will join me there. Now, once again, I'm going to do a smash or pass movie reaction. It's going to be The Mask in 2024, and in that, it will be a live premiere. That means it'll be a chat available. You will be able to talk, have conversations with everybody, and in that chat, I will be able to gift memberships. That's right, free members for, I think it's the first tier for 1 month, and YouTube bots will be choosing those members. I will not be able to do that. YouTube bots choose those members by the most interactive people that are here on this platform, liking, sharing, commenting on videos. Check out all the other videos while you guys are here. Now, I do exclusive content, what we do in the shadows, as well as Bodyguard. So once you guys be able to win those memberships, those 5 free memberships, and I believe that members could actually gift other members. I don't know how this whole thing works. But if you win those memberships, you'll be able to see these exclusive content as well as a bunch of other reactions that I do. I always do the first and the last of every show. And I also sometimes drop movie reactions as well. The links are there. So hopefully you'll be able to win those memberships. And if you like to be part of the member after that 1 month, then you know what? Stay a while, join me over here on the YouTube side of things or the Patreon side of things, and you guys will be able to experience these full reactions. Thank you once again for being here, and I'll see you guys next time with more fellow travelers.